Hello there. Good to have you here again this week. You're wondering where I am? Yes, I'm in the garden. Something is in the air. Can you smell? You guess? Yes, Valentine. This week is the week of Valentine, and it's usually about love. How many cakes have you gotten? How many cards have you gotten? I'm not here to talk about that, so just relax, because this episode is about purpose and love, and it's with the objective of softening the conversation a bit, meaning we will have the last episode of purpose next week. I hope you don't mind. Therefore, before we go on, let me give you the quote for the week, which is, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. Did you hear that? If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. In essence, my challenge to you this week is, I'm not sure you ever celebrated any Valentine with this thought in your head, but let me put it in your head, which is, it's not just about cards and cake. It's about love. And when you talk about love, it's about building a support structure for your dream, for your purpose, for your destination. Because man was created a community animal. Nobody can live alone by him or herself. Therefore, our hashtag this week is connected. Connected. You need to deliberately build that connection. In the middle of this celebration of Valentine and everything going on, you need to find, who are you living with? Who are the people around you? Who are those that you need to connect with for the actualization of your vision, of your talent, of your gift? Because you can't go alone. So, what I'm saying to you this week is, can you find those who can help? I'm not even talking about those who can pay you back. I'm saying people you can invest yourself in, because it has been said before that the way to immortality is to invest of yourself in others. I'm not talking about money. For some people, it's as simple as a hello. For some, it's as simple as a handshake. For some, it's as simple as a hug. It's as simple as a how are you? You never can tell how far these things go. Like a story I heard of a little boy one day coming from school with his friend. He packed all his bags and the books were dropping, and his friends were picking those books along with him. But it so happened that they will get to his friend's house before they get into his house. And his friend said, you know what, come in with me, let's have some time with my toys. And that boy that carried his bag, call him boy B, went into the house with the boy A. Boy A had no idea what was going on, and they spent the evening playing and laughing and joking. At the end of the evening, boy B, the one that packed his bags from school, carried his bag and went home. Years later, when the two met, boy B called boy A and said, you never knew what happened to me that day that I packed my bag and I played with you. Boy A was wondering, what could that be? All we had was a good time playing around my toys. Boy B said the reason why he packed his bag was because he was going to commit suicide that night. He was tired of life, he was tired of the situation in his home, and he had just given up on life thinking, I will end it today. What made that boy B change his mind? Just boy A inviting him into his house, no money, the same old toys, the same old playground, they played together, and that gave that little boy that hope. And the story, many other stories abound of things like this, where a little gesture, a little invitation, a little hug, a little attention can make a world of difference. So that's what I am saying to you this week. In the middle of all the noise and the hoopla around Valentine, find people to invest in. Because if you want to go far, you need to go with others. In essence, build a support structure for yourself and you'll be glad you did. Remember to let us have your feedback. You like this? Should we have stayed in our boring background? Yes, we are working on that. What would you like to see? Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook. Let's have your comments. Remember to subscribe. Let's know what you feel about this so that we know how to keep working on it to become better. Always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you very much. T-Mac is still my name, and all I'm trying to do is make a little difference. I'll see you next week. Bye and happy Valentine.